Good evening, faithful. Man, I wish I were on here with a more upbeat, happier self, but I thought it was important to definitely come on and do this last stream after the last game. I mean, man, just got back from SoFi, long drive back, had a nice meal, feeling a little bit better. It was definitely sad, but I tell you what, man, I not for a minute did I forget to express some gratitude for the type of season that this was, for all of the special moments that came through in this season. After starting out in the way in which it did, and looking like it was bleak, and then to make it into the playoffs, to go up against Dallas in Dallas, to take that one down. And then to go into Green Bay and to be there for that one, it was special. And this was a hell of a run, um, but it had to end. I mean that's just unfortunately the reality of it. I'm here to not to get down on this team. I'm not going to spend any time being negative about this one. I think that's not really my style anyway. But it, it it's important for me to really talk about just how special I feel like this season was, and to be grateful for it. Not to allow this pain, what I'm going through right now, this sadness around the loss, not to let it take away from the experience of going to SoFi today. I'm at my friend's house, my best friend Mark's house. I spent the day with him. Went to the game with him. He's a Steelers fan, and he went to the game with me and celebrated with me and cheered for our Niners. I mean, just something to be grateful for, something to be appreciative of. Good friendships, an amazing season, a lovable team, a lovable team. Just, you know, a, a, a team that, man, it leaves you wanting more, no doubt. Um, You know me, I got to celebrate Steve Avia coming to the channel. It's a little strange in that I don't feel celebratory right now. I'm not my usual upbeat self, but I'm trying to be real. That's how I feel right now. I lost lost the voice. Uh, am sad. Certainly was let down in those moments, the final moments of that game. But it doesn't change how I feel about this team. It doesn't change how grateful I am to get to go to this game, to experience all of the moments that we did. And that's sort of where I am. And I wanted to make sure that I got in here to speak with all of you about that as well. So I want to get into some of your comments and respond to that. Because quite honestly, other than saying, number one, that was a painful loss. Number two, this team is amazing, and I love it with all my heart. And I thought this season was magical in some ways, and I thought that magic was going to lead, quite honestly, to a Super Bowl. If I'm being very transparent about it, I thought these things were so special. This season was so special that there'd be no doubt that we would ride it into a Super Bowl. But I take some solace in what is to come. And I see that. The young Montana talking about going to be a new team next season. Dude, there's only 31 people under contract. And so, yeah, there's going to be a lot of new faces, no doubt about it. The young Montana, excited for what's to come, talking about Chike, Trey Lance era coming. Those things are all true, and I'm excited for it. But I'm sort of taking this moment to soak in this season and the way in which it unfolded. It's tough, man. It is, dude. It's tough. I'm at a loss for words. That's where I am. Like somebody who spends hours talking to you folks, talking about the Niners. I am a little bit at a loss of words. The young Montana, I can hear the pain in your voice. Me too. I'm laying in bed depressed with a laptop on my chest. The young Montana, let me say to you, I feel your pain. I also am in pain and sad because of it. But I am not going to let it deter me. I'm not going to let it keep me down. Like I said, I'm not going to let it take away from me the moments I had in Green Bay, the fun of watching the game in Dallas, the fun today in going to this game. I agree with Eureka. Still a great season. The faithful will cope together, stay strong. And hey, I put this out there before, but I want to put it out as people will talk about depression in this one, and rightfully so, because it's a hurtful one. Uh, if this hits you in some weird way, there's a lot of things going on in this world right now. Uh, I'm here for you. Like, I mean that genuinely. And if for some reason this hits you in a funny way where it gets you feeling worse than just a little bit under the weather, something that you're going to bounce back from, hit me up. You can email me directly at 49ersmailbag@gmail.com. I get those emails and I will respond. And if you need to talk to somebody, I'm here for you. Liam Mooney. Thanks, Rob. Awesome season. What a wild ride. So much to be grateful for. That's what I'm here for, Liam. That is what I am here for. I agree. So much to be grateful for. So much to be grateful for. Emiliano, when you expect the outcome for a while, especially with 2019 as a reference, the loss isn't disappointing, as it is reassuring in a weird way. Like you, a football viewer for many years, weren't blind. Yeah, I mean, we knew this thing was going to come to an end at some point. And still tough. Still tough. Derek Groom, amazing season, Rob. I couldn't agree more. Freaking amazing season. Jan, sorry, coming in. Was an awesome season, was a good game. That being said, go Bengals. I usually root for the team that beats us and takes us out. And I can't do that this year, I don't think. I think I am on the Bengals train. Man, I'll be different tomorrow, and maybe I'll feel differently. Bebop Jones, Rob, my guy. You are all my people on here. Like, just sharing this with all of you is, well, it's something. Let me tell you, it is helpful. It means something to me. JT Hester at Schuh. This one was tough. I'm so proud of my boys, and Niner faithful will be back. Keep y'all's head up and bang, bang, Niner game. I love that. I love that sentiment. Truth told, not sold. At Rob, I don't like Shanahan's calling down the stretch. Defense didn't show up as usual. Other than that, I'm very proud of my team. I'm proud of the team, even with the flaws in this game that you mentioned. And I won't even go into them right now, just because right now for me, this is celebration of this team, of this season, of the special things that we were able to do. But I absolutely get the frustration. Tabular bike. Seeing Debo like that after the game hurts. I saw on Twitter that there's images of him. I haven't even seen it yet. That's going to break my heart. For real. Break my heart. E. Kim. Hi, Rob. Biggest mistake of the season is Kyle going with Jimmy and expecting different results. I can't get on the Bash Jimmy tour at the moment. It's his last ride, and he's off to someone else, and I wish him the best. I wish him the best. Jonathan, heartbreaking loss, faithful. That said, be proud, faithful. We were 3-5 and made it this far. Brain trust will make right moves and will be good for 15 years. Amen to that. Jacob Mayhew, my man, Rob. Feel horrible after this loss, and seeing Debo after the game just made it worse. Thank you for the coverage this season. You did amazing. Jacob, I appreciate that. And I'm not going anywhere. I will still be doing shows even in the off season. All this week I'll be breaking down the season, no question. But then I'll be getting into the off season. I'll be getting into, covering the remaining games. I'll be getting into the draft. I'll be getting into free agency. We will keep this thing rolling. There's no question about that. I have built up too much fondness for this interaction. This is real to me. This is Niner faithful having a dialogue, having a relationship, friendships. Like, I can't let that go. I refuse to let that go. I refuse to let that even slow down. And so It will be, I will get creative. I will have good interviews on this channel, and I will keep the content rolling. Liam Mooney, this team was very special. Yeah, let's put this one in the history books properly. Not, the sadness is fair. The melancholy is fair, and let's celebrate this team. Let us celebrate the fact that it was a special year, and recognize that. Truth told, not sold. At Rob, this feels to me like all the NFC games lost of the '90s. Painful, real painful. I remember that pain, and this feels real similar. It stings quite a bit. Tony, at the end of the day, the team lost their running back one, their cornerback one in week one, and was a dropped interception away from the Super Bowl. I just want to say, my hat is freaking off to Jaquiski Tartt. Unbelievable to stand up and take the questions and to put the comment out on Twitter. God bless Jaquiski Tartt for that, man. That takes heart. That takes a real person to stand up and do that. And I know, Tony, that you weren't implying anything else. I didn't mean to leave your comment up as I said that. I just wanted to take a moment to recognize Jaquiski Tartt for being a stand-up dude. Denim, I can't believe people are saying that they didn't deserve it. Yeah, they deserved it. They absolutely deserved it. But the better team did win today, right? I mean, hats off to the Rams as well. They came out and played their asses off. I'm not going to say the better team. The better team on the field today won, in my opinion. Silent Seth. Debo crying broke me. Jimmy had a chance to win this game and didn't. Tartt had a chance to win the game and didn't. Shanahan had a chance to win the game and didn't. The whole team definitely couldn't get this one done, but I'm not going to bash on him for it. Derek Groom, the heart this team showed was a testament to our coaching staff. Kyle let Jimmy show why Trey was a good move. Kyle is 42. He will grow with Lance. Derek, I love that comment. Freaking love that. Bebop Jones, this shit hurts. Yes, it does. It stings quite a bit. Tabular Bike, it was a great and magical season, but ended in a painful way. That's sort of the nature of the season, right? Is it does end in that painful way quite often, especially when you're going someplace where it feels like you're headed to, a greater destination. Big heck, I like this sentiment. Even though I think you have to recognize that people need to grieve. They need this sadness. Big heck saying, y'all need to chill. We are set up to succeed in the future. We just fell in an alternate timeline. I agree we're set up to be successful in the future. No question. Andre, sneakerhead on the channel. At Rob Schuh, the Rams had our measure. They were able to stifle our run game, and we didn't have the answers. The 49ers gave us a memorable season, and we should acknowledge the joy they provided. Amen to that. They gave me significant joy this season. Significant joy. Jonathan R. At Rob, I feel your pain, but I'm happy for the season we had. The future is bright, and we will be relevant time to come. For a long time to come, I would say. Thomas Luttrell, at Rob Schuh, love your content, brother. Started watching you the week of the Bears game, and because of your positivity, you gained a fan for life. NFL has a long off season, about to study second-round cornerbacks. Hey, yes, yeah, we got to get into some free agents, some draft coverage. Tyke, it's good to see you. It's good to see you. That Niner guy. Special season showed how strong this core of players. Now time to see the kid. Let's see what they can cook up this offseason. I know we want positive, but once again and for the last time, what the F, Jimmy? I can't bash on him at this point. I got to send him off to some respect for what he did for me, for this team, for this organization. I realize there's frustration, but I still want to send him off with respect. It's how I feel he should be treated. Street sweeper. Great season, Rob. Can't wait till next season. You and me both. You and me both. Mikey coming in. Thanks for the band-aid because it's suicidal, but should have used a Trey Lance package with Debo and glad no more Garoppolo. Yeah, I too am excited for Trey Lance. I'm not going to get on the bash Jimmy train, but I will say I'm very excited for the future. I'm very excited for Trey Lance. Scott Davidson, with Trey and Jimmy's 25 mil next year, we could have an even better team. I agree. I think that is entirely possible that this team rebuilds and is stronger because of it. Jonathan, these men played with heart and will to win all year. Regardless of the outcome, I will forever be faithful. Bang, bang, Niner gang. Jonathan, I feel very similarly that I want to recognize this team. I want to recognize just how special it was. I want to recognize the heart that it took to get from 3-5 to where we are now. Forget about it. No one would have put us in the NFC Championship game. When we were sitting at 3-5, did you honestly think we were going to be here? No, I didn't. But we got here, and that was something. It was special. It was something that I'll cherish. In a little bit when I wrap this up, I'm going to go out and have a end of the season cigar with my best friend Mark, and I'm going to be appreciative. And when we left that stadium, I on multiple occasions made a point to let him know just how special it was to have that day to hang with him, that he would come out and support the Niners when he's a diehard Steelers fan. But that's the kind of team it was. He knew my love of this team. Leo, both my elderly parents dealing with hard COVID right now. Leo, I just want to pause right there and say I'm sorry to hear that. I hope that they mend quickly. I hope that they recover. I truly hope that that while it may be bad at the moment, that it gets better relatively soon. I'm sorry to hear that, Leo. Help put things in perspective for me tonight, Leo says. Rams stepped up. Niners dug hard to make it here. So much heart. Dope season. Thank you very much, Rob, for the content. Leo, thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing that about your parents and what they're going through. It does put it into perspective. It's important to realize, what is life-changing and what isn't life-changing. And while the Niners inspire us, and while I'm sure many of us are sad right now, there are bigger things in this life, and we do have to put that in perspective. Thomas saying, Rob, I don't know if I can even watch the Super Bowl. Feel so bad for Debo. He deserves to be the number one option in the Super Bowl. Pay that man. It's a special season for Debo that comes to an end in a pretty shitty way. And I feel for him because he put everything on the line. His body just sacrificed himself all season long. Painful. Kim, Rob, understand you're thinking on Jimmy, but I didn't expect a win with that 10-point lead when Kyle was a part of those 2 Super Bowl losses with leads entering the fourth. See, I don't go there with that. To me, the Rams deserve credit for that comeback. I don't believe it was a meltdown of sorts. I believe that the Rams played well. The Niners had their opportunities and they didn't capitalize on it, but I wouldn't put it as a meltdown. Geely, Rob Schuh, I am devastated. I love this squad. Debo reaction brought me to tears. Even this from far away in Hawaii. Much aloha to you, Rob. Geely, thank you for that. I haven't seen the Debo clip, and quite honestly, I don't know that I'm emotionally ready to watch it right now. Jan, off-season coverage, book it. Book it. All off-season. Not stopping. Constant content. Nicoya's finest, Rob Schuh, thank you for the awesome content. Hope to see you during the off-season. Not the story we wanted, but glad we went for when everyone wrote us off. Yeah, glad we went far. Sorry, glad we went far when everyone wrote us off. I am as well. I agree. Sundays like this suck. But hey, that's what football is all about. Sometimes it's fantastic, and sometimes it feels like you got your heart ripped out of your chest. Jason PDSI coming in just to show some love. I appreciate that. The young Montana. I don't blame Tart. He saved us last week versus Green Bay with the tackle. He just has no hands. There's a reason why he has 0 interceptions. Yeah, I mean, I just respect him for coming out and owning that. I totally respect him for that. Chris coming on, joining the channel. Appreciate that. One of our newest sneakerheads now. Appreciate you coming in. Jason PDSI, thanks for the coverage, Rob, and the positivity. I'm up in the coov. Let me know when you're free and I'll buy you lunch, my guy. Jason, respect that. Absolutely, man. Hit me up, 49ersmailbag at gmail.com. Let's do that, man. Vancouver, right across the river from Portland. You know I like hanging out with fellow Niner fans. You know I do, especially, when we got to pick each other up. That's what we need to do. We can't be tearing the team down. We can't spend our time in negativity right now. The choking, the Jimmy hate, let that sit for a bit and just appreciate it. That's what I'm attempting to do. I'm not trying to tell anybody what they should do. What I'm going to do is attempt to appreciate this. Jason, at Rob, Jimmy was really trying hard not to cry at the presser. I felt bad. Nothing against the guy, but it's time for the Lance era. That's well said, Jason. That's exactly how I feel. Respect him, and very excited for the Lance era. Ernesto, what do you think about bringing Russell Wilson? Don't think that's happening. Truth told, not sold. Rob, I truly thought up 17-7 we were going to the Super Bowl to end this special season with a chip. I thought so too. I really did. Emu coming in at Rob Schuh. This was the year to get to the Super Bowl. We blew it. I can't go there. I can't. We lost, yes. I don't know that I would go so far as to say we blew it. We had our opportunities. We failed to capitalize on them. But I'm not going to lay the blame too much on any one person. We just failed to come through in this one. And the Rams played one hell of a game. Andre, at Rob Schuh, I'm all ready for next season. Let's see how our roster pans out in the offseason. The 2 games played by Lance has me waiting with excited anticipation. Keep the great content rolling. Appreciate that, Andre. And I will. I, too, am very excited about what Trey Lance is going to bring to the table. Chris, coming in. I'm too drunk and distraught to comment. Glad you do what you do. Please keep it up. Hey, Chris, don't go too crazy, man. You know that things can get ugly when you're in an emotional state. But I get needing to check out of this. Believe me, I get it. XL, appreciate you, Rob. I appreciate you coming in to say that. You know what was cool today? 4 people came up to me. I had my mask on. 4 people at the game came up and said, "What's up?" and said, "Are you?" One of them said, "Are you Schuh?" And I was like, yes, I am Schuh. And then another dude came up. He and his wife came and sat with us while we were in line and talked to us. And it was just cool. When I was doing the live stream, the one that I did of the stadium tour, someone came up and asked me if I had a YouTube channel while I was on the live. And I was like, yeah, you're on it at the moment. It's just, it's cool to have this vibe back and forth. I've had a rough personal year, and having this channel, having this interaction with all of you, having you tell me that you appreciate my content, having you contribute to the dialogue on this channel, it's meant a lot. So I want to say thank you, not just to the Niners for a hell of a season. I want to say thank you to everyone on this channel, everyone that watches this video, everyone that has liked a video, subscribed to a video, watched a video, joined the channel, sneakerheads, everyone. I want to say thank you. And I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Troy, Rob, man, I'm so pissed. Yeah, I can't say I'm pissed, but I'm sad. And I'm guessing that comes through right now. Dustin Kohler, who I know as an ex-Lions fan, good friend of mine, maybe happy for Matthew Stafford. And you know what? So was I in that regard. It was a weird feeling at the end, but I do feel pretty good for a guy who spent so long attempting to get it done and now is on the highest stage. But yes, Mark Hicks coming through with the clutch camera work in that video before the game. Man, Coach B. As I left the stadium, listening to the roar from the Rams fans and fireworks going off throughout the city, it really hit hard. This was a great team. Heart goes out to those 49er vets. Thanks for a great season. Trey Lance. Coach B, man, well said. Yeah, we stuck around in the stadium and watched the ceremony, and that was tough. That was tough. But I watched George Kittle and Fred Warner watch it as well, and I know they burned it into their brains, and as do I. I'm a big believer in 'tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. And I'm so grateful that I was emotionally invested in this team to the degree that I was, which was considerably emotionally invested. And that's why it hurts so bad right now. I wouldn't trade that for the world. I wouldn't trade the experience of this season for the world. And it was tough walking out of that stadium, but I kept my head held high. I took a lesson from all the Packers fans that were so gracious to all the Niners fans, and I congratulated every Rams fan that I passed. They earned it. They're in the Super Bowl. They deserve to be happy for that. It felt like the right move. It felt like the classy move. I attempt to be classy sometimes. Man. VAC 29. All of our problems are because Kyle wanted Kirk Cousins. That decision is why we haven't won a Super Bowl. I don't know. I think it's tough to win a Super Bowl. I think it's real damn tough to win a Super Bowl. Mark Hicks. Little love back to Dustin Kohler. Wishing he was here with us. Miss you, buddy. Wish you were there with us. Me too, Dustin. That's a fact. I could have used all the friends in the world tonight. We may be doing the draft in Vegas. Look at this. Conversations happening real time about buddies getting together, celebrating football, as it should be. HR coming in. I turned it off after the Jimmy pick. Didn't see Debo. I haven't seen it either. I honestly don't know how I will take it. Jonathan, at Rob, I might be crazy, but I think we could get a 1 or a second and third for Jimmy. Free agency could prove great for the Niners. We will be a better team for this. I agree we will be a better team for this. I also think, I don't know about a first unless there's a bidding war, but my guess would be I stick with the second and fourth is a second and a fourth round pick is my guess. Leo, at Rob, thanks for the well wishings. You got to see that OBJ consoling a balling Debo highlight. I used it as a teachable moment to my kiddo. I love this frickin' sport. Red and gold. Golden heart. Niners forever. Nicely written, Leo. OBJ comes over to Debo. Man. It'll make me tear up on this broadcast. Justin Ainge, appreciate the love. Ernesto. Rob, whose fault is it that you lost? The team just wasn't able to come through. I'm not going to pin it on any one person. I mean, there were a lot of things that could have gone the Niners' way. Play calling, not getting much push on the offensive line, not being able to get the run game going. Defense struggling at some points. But I'm not here to criticize tonight. I'm not here to break it down. I will do that this week. But I'm here to be grateful. That's the show that I wanted to do tonight. I wanted to express my gratitude to the 49ers, to this team, to this season, and to all of you. Denim, at Rob Schuh, you're in Portland? I thought so. Let's get together. Maybe we can have a meetup sometime soon. Denim, same thing. Reach out, 49ersmailbag@gmail.com. Let's do it. Maybe the three of us grab lunch. Maybe we cry a little bit. I'm kidding, but maybe not. Justin, Rob, love your content. Amazing season. Ready to see what we have next season. Lambs lost in 2 weeks. I like I said, usually I root for the team that we lose to because then you can say, hey, we lost to the Super Bowl champions. But there's a part of me that just can't. Root for the Rams. Night Fox, I understand what you're saying here. The negativity helps with accountability and getting back on track, saying you set standards. I think that that's correct. You do have to be critical, and that's important for the front office and the head coaching staff to do. And later this week, I will also break it down as an analyst. Um, but as a fan right now, I don't have to dip into negativity. I can be sad. It's okay to be sad. It is okay to be sad. And that's where I am right now. Looking at the comments, and I'm keeping it positive. So I am, skipping anything that seems negative. I hope that's okay with everybody, just because that's the state I'm in and what I need to do tonight for my own sanity, for my own mental health. Jason, at Rob, the whole team owns a part of this loss, but what is it with Kyle and blowing leads in the fourth? I saw a comment comparing the 10-point loss to the Super Bowl, and that's not how this one felt to me. By the time the fourth quarter rolled around, they were already on that drive, close to closing in on that touchdown. Yeah, I'm just not ready to start assigning blame. I'm just coping with the loss, and I get it if that aggravates some people. I hope it doesn't. I hope you understand sort of where I am with this and how I'm processing it and processing it live. Like, got out of the game, was pretty devastated, but also wanted to be grateful. Had a hell of a drive home with my best friend, singing Snoop Dogg most of the way. Just acting foolish, right? Just reliving a little bit of teenage years from the 90s. Some good stuff. And it took me out of my state, and then had a nice dinner, and now I'm just processing. And I'm doing it with you guys. That Niner guy, at Rob Schuh, for people hating on Tart, he saved the game last week with the tackle on Aaron Jones. Hope he's back next year. I got nothing but respect for Tart after the way he stood up and took the heat. Gabriel, at Rob, fans fail to realize to stick together like how our team did all season. This loss as a whole, as a team, from coaches all the way down to players. I agree. And I agree with the sentiment of sticking together just like this team did when they were 3-5. Truth told, not sold. At Rob, hopefully D'Amico or McDaniel stays. I know players change, but hard to replace that coaching staff. Pray that they don't get those jobs. Yeah, winning one more game would have definitely helped in keeping those guys. That coaching carousel starts to spin, and then people get worried and they pull a trigger on somebody, and that didn't happen. They're both available. It'll be a loss. Dustin, appreciate the love, dude. At Mark Hicks, absolutely. Keep our boy positive tonight. Chat soon. Hey, that cigar is going to taste good in a little bit. And it's going to be a cigar that celebrates this season as a whole. Not the misery of what I'm feeling at the moment, which isn't misery, which is just sadness. It is just sadness. And again, that's okay. It's okay to be in that. That is what I'm in, though, Dustin. Thanks, man. Ed, do you live in the Bay Area? I don't. I'm in Portland, Oregon. But man, people coming in to take a shot? That's cold. That's cold. I did grow up in the Bay. Sorry, I got sidetracked by somebody talking trash about Prozac. Just because I'm sad. Like, you can be sad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay. You know what's okay? It's okay to be a man and to be sad too. Doesn't make you any less of a man. Doesn't make you a mental cripple, right? It just means that you're human. I'm human. The Niners lost. I'm sad. I'm okay with that. I'll get beyond it. My life has positive things in it. Uh, I have things to look forward to. I have perspective. I have perspective on this being the Niners and it being football. And while it means a great deal to me, there are bigger things. Leo shared something earlier that was much bigger than football. Jonathan R. coming in. Rob, we won as a team and lost as a team. To put this loss on one player or another player is crazy. No excuses, but no holding calls or delay of game had me pissed. Amen to that. There's parts of me that's glad I haven't seen the broadcast of this yet. it'll be tough to watch. NYCE 1030 at Rob Schuh. I don't listen to a lot of YouTubers, but I want to thank you for your content and the truth that you bring. Many others just try and feed you their thoughts, but you bring truth and logic. Thank you. I appreciate that. That's very kind of you. Truth told, not sold. At Rob, 1:45 in the morning on the East Coast. Not going to be able to sleep tonight. Hard to accept this defeat. I feel you. I absolutely feel you on that one. Generation Retro. At Rob, I'm so proud to be a Niner faithful and proud of the team. Despite the 3-5 start, we finished strong. Not the way we wanted it to end, but I'm a Niner fan till I die. Thank you, Niner gang. Absolutely. Ooh, T Sizzle. Hey, T Sizzle. You just got your ass blocked from the channel. See ya. I mean, I'm not soft. You can talk trash, but I'm not going to waste my time with that. You're going to come in. I'm trying to, honestly share what I'm going through, which is just sadness. Like I said, doesn't mean anything about me. Doesn't mean I'm not cool, not hardcore. But yeah, to come in and try to just talk trash. Second dude just got blocked. Cali guy Nando. Out. Out. Dustin Kohler. Watching these live chats has shown me how passionate 49er faithful are. Congratulations on a great season. Dustin, you're a great friend. I appreciate that. I appreciate you supporting this thing that I'm doing. I appreciate you reaching out and the good conversations that we've had recently about some other things that are going on. And I just want to say thank you. And I do wish that you had been there tonight, even though I know you would have been rooting for Matthew Stafford as an ex-Detroit Lion. I cannot fault you for that. He earned that victory tonight. He earned that. Coach B, at Rob Schuh, would be lucky to get a 7th for Jimmy. The whole league knows who Jimmy is. Ooh, I didn't mean to pull up a hate Jimmy comment, but I just think that's wrong. Yes, the whole league knows who he is. The whole league knows that he's in that 15 to 20 range of best starting quarterbacks in the league. And he will start for someone next year. Leo, agreed. It's pretty sad some of these Rams trolls have nothing better to do tonight. Is this celebrating for you? Yuck. It is one thing to celebrate your team's win. It's another to feel in order to celebrate your win, you have to tear down someone else. I'm not here for that. I agree with Leo here. When I celebrate, when I was in Green Bay, I actually waited for the Packers fans who had been so kind to me throughout the game to walk by me before I really erupted. I mean, I had some natural joy that came out at the end of the game, and that was just an expression of joy. But before I started losing my shit, before I started going crazy and getting rambunctious, I respectfully waited for those folks to get out because they had been so kind, and I like showing respect for fellow human beings. Call me crazy. Adam Kerrigan. I'm not usually a fan of OBJ, but he earned my respect after the game with Debo. Dude, if that's true, I got to see that because I agree. I have not been a huge OBJ fan. And if he wrapped his arms around Debo, he's now up there, maybe as my favorite non-Niner receiver, if that's the truth. TST at Rob, thanks for your positivity and being a class act. My heart is broken, but I tip my hat to the Rams, still faithful. I do too. They deserve a tip of the cap. They earned it. Woe rang. At Rob Schuh, is this one of the toughest losses you've experienced in your whole time as a Niner fan? Yeah, I was at the 2 Super Bowls as well, and those stung quite a bit because that was on the biggest stage, right? This was a step before, but yeah, this one's right up there. It's fresher. I don't know. That one in 2012 was pretty painful. New Orleans. AC/DC. Rob, it hurts because we care so much, but it's all worth it, especially when the day comes that we finally get to raise Lombardi number 6, forever faithful. Yeah, I mentioned earlier, tis better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all. I will add to that that anything we win in the future, like these losses, these moments of pain, the difference between the way in which you feel joy, my experience, my humble opinion, is the difference between your lowest lows and your highest highs. That's your joy. The difference. If you've never experienced pain, if you've never experienced loss, you can't truly understand what it means to be high, what it truly means to be in joy, a true state of joy. If you've had both, which Niner fans now have distinctly had over this last century, over this last decade, sorry, not the last century, I'm telling you, the next one is going to be freaking sweet. Casey, I agree. At Rob, 10-point leads are nothing these days in the current NFL. It's not really blowing a huge lead. Napa 2323. At Rob Schuh, much love, man. Seeing Debo at the end killed me. That would really, yeah. I probably would have brought tears to my eyes. I'm not gonna lie. George Laramie. I wish Jimmy Garoppolo the best. No negativity, but it is time to move to Trey Lance. I want to see what the kid has this team. What the kid have this team will be great next year. What the kid has, yes. What the kid has, this team will be great next year. Thank you, George. I agree. I absolutely agree. That I'm excited about that. I wish Jimmy nothing but the best. I believe that he will be traded for a second and a fourth, and I'm ready for the next chapter. JT Hester. At Schuh, most won't say this, but I'm going to really miss Jimmy. He definitely wasn't the best, but he was a true teammate. Gonna miss him, and I thanked him for his sportsmanship towards his franchise. Faithful to the Bay. I appreciate that. I think that was well said. Godzilla. Can't say we weren't given a fair shot. Niners had 3 opportunities to win. 2 possessions on offense and the missed pick. I agree. Total team effort in this one, and just weren't able to pull through. Ernesto, this is kind. Rob, I'm a Rams fan, but new subscriber. I like your show. Ernesto, I appreciate that. And I have a lot of respect for your team, and the fans that were in my section were great. And, it's funny. When you treat other people with respect, they tend to treat you with respect. And that's how I try to live my life. Derek Groom, nothing promotes success more than failure. Football is a man's game. The young men, we have showed their intangibles. Our coaches made men this year. I agree. So much growth has taken place on this team. It's going to be something to look back on. Maxillian Paris. I think that's right. At Rob Schuh, looking back, it's unacceptable how we as fans treated Jimmy. I believed in him because he was our starting quarterback. That simple. Hope we learn our lesson and don't do this to Trey. Man, if we are as impatient with Trey as we were with Jimmy, I will definitely be upset. Got to give him patience. E. Kim, at Rob, this team talked too much this past week before the game. My dad told me that talking never wins anything. No, it doesn't. I don't think they were too overconfident. I thought they came in with the appropriate level. My guess is they were gassed. Travel to Dallas, travel to Green Bay. Before that, LA, back to LA. This team was gassed. Bobby. Rob, so glad you went live. Your soothing voice calms my depression. LOL. Well, the voice is a little sketch tonight because of yelling way too much. ACDC. Rob, I can't wait until we're on here celebrating Lombardi number 6. You and me both. Casey. At Rob, you are the man. Thanks for everything. Bang, bang. Thank you. Appreciate that. Mark. Get him out of here, Rob. Hey, man. Gotta go. Night Fox. I blocked him because he wrote at me, I should go cry, like Debo. I didn't take kindly to that. But if I ever block anyone for a comment that wasn't meant in a way that I interpret it, I just want to say, you can reach out to me at 49ersmailbag@gmail.com and let me know that you didn't intend it that way. Like if I was being too sensitive, I will unblock somebody. Special Psych, at Rob Schuh, who do you think our quarterback will be next year? If Lance, who should we draft? Get in free agency to build around Lance. Too early to say who we bring in free agency in the draft, but Lance, to me, is definitely our quarterback for next year. Prince KO. At Rob, thank you for being our shining role model of the faithful. I see it as this Cinderella season had to end sometime. It did. I'm sad it was tonight, but it did have to end. And I'm grateful for the season. JT Hester, at Rob, I haven't been a subscriber for long, week 17. When I found your account, I immediately fell in love with the show. You've definitely earned a fan for sure. I look forward to more victory lives. Me too. Next year, lots of victories. Thank you, JT Hester. Around Town Collective, thanks, Rob, for the great content. On to the next season. Let's go, Niners. Yeah, we got a whole off season to get through, right? We doing that. At Rob Schuh, the Niners have been knocking on the door for a few years now. Going to break through eventually. It was a great year, considering the bad start. Yes, it was a great year. Russell J., good on you, brother. Processing is harder than having an angry meltdown, and I'm riding that wave with you. This version of the 49ers is so easy to root for. I'm bummed, but proud of our core. Very well said, Russell. Yeah, processing it is hard, right? You actually have to feel it. You have to take it in. And it's painful. No doubt. Jason, at Rob, you truly have a legit journalist vibe. You should try to have guests on during the offseason. I am definitely doing that. Legit guests. Niner guests. Maybe some old players or Niners reporter Kiana Martin would be a good start. Great suggestion. I am absolutely about that. Justin Ainge, at Rob Schuh, positive vibes. Go Niners. Glad we pulled off this season. Work in the morning. Niners all the way. Yeah, I got to go get to that cigar, so I'm going to get a I think tonight it is going to be a unicorn. And if you know, you know. If you know, you know. I got the choice between the unicorn or the Padron 90. But I think the unicorn is going to win out in that one. Man, a lot of comments. I appreciate it. George Laramie, I wish the Rams the best, but you need to realize next year we will be back and they will have to face us again. This is not over. Trey Lance, see you. Yes, and believe me, George Kittle and Fred Warner standing on the field and soaking in the Rams celebrating was fuel. Fuel. And they will use that fire. I have no doubt. We have a core in this team, a very special core of players. Randall Riley, at Rob, you will be an OBJ fan, as I am now after watching him console Debo. It was very, very emotional to watch. Man. Napa 2323. Ooh. Yeah, Grant couldn't go though because of COVID, so it wasn't like any type of ill will or anything. The Romelia Sports Report, always been a good sport in coming in. At Rob Schuh, congrats on a great season. Stressful game. So glad we redeemed ourselves, winning the most important and biggest one after losing in the past 6 to the Niners. Congratulations. Quite honestly, I mean that wholeheartedly. Congratulations, and I wish you guys the best. I don't know that I can pull for you in the Super Bowl, but I don't mean that out of any ill will. Julio, congrats to the Rams for the win. Just wish our offense could have extended more plays and executed better. Overall, proud of our team. I'm very proud of this team, and I got to go because I got to hang with Mark, my best friend, and that's time that I want to cherish. But I cherish this time with you guys as well. And so again, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for being supportive. Thank you for being here in this dialogue. Thank you for being a part of the channel in whatever way you've been a part of the channel, whether you've watched one video, whether you've liked a video, whether you have subscribed to the channel, whether you're a member of the channel, whether you have put in a super chat or just a comment. I appreciate all of you. And I will be back on. I will be back tomorrow night, and I will be back on this week. So I hope to see you then. Until then, have a good night, faithful.